The 13 of Chris Mercer. The 05 of Derek Carney. The green flag will fly off of turn number 4. It's the 13 of Chris Mercer getting a good jump as the 05 of Derek Carney gets a little bit loose off of turn number 4.
Chris Mercer trying to check out, but Manly Lamar having nothing to do with it as he will fall into that second spot. Derek Carney, a good run for him as we got a lot of contact between a couple of cars. Asher and car number 12 gauge is Jason Nelson. Mixing it up back in the pack.
Everyone keeps their car pointed in the right direction as just as I say that, the 13J of Jeffrey Sears will go around with a 21C of J.R. Chadwick. He has to take evasive action, but everyone will keep it rolling, and we'll stay green flag racing here at I-35 Speedway.
Jeff Goffridge having a little mix-up in the 91 as they all gather it back up again. That is Josh Atkins in that car number 91J. New car for him here tonight. Great racing action as Josh Atkins in the 91J.
It's still the 13 of Chris Mercer out front, followed closely by the 4M of Manly Lamar. The 05 of Derek Carney is settled in third, as we're going to have a battle for the lead off of turn number 4. The 4M of Manly Lamar looks to the inside.
Car number 13, he slips just a little bit, rubbed the wall that last lap around. Let's see what he does this time. It's the 4M of Manly Lamar.
The 5J of Jeff Goffridge, he's gone over the berm over there in turn number 3. That'll bring out the yellow flag here in the E-Modified feature race.
Here tonight.
Off of turn number 4, the 13 of Chris Mercer will lead the field back to the green flag as the 4M of Manly Lamar will slide into the second position into turn number 1.
Manly Lamar looking for more than that second position as he is diving on the inside, unable to make it work. And now 75X of Randy Smith making his presence felt as he will go all the way up to that 5th spot as around goes Masoner.
And everyone is able to avoid the 20X of Carson Masoner as he's
lined up, ready to go as they come green off turn number 4. Looks like Mercer's on the gas right in the middle of the turn. Down the front straightaway, green flag waving. Chris Mercer going to lead them into turn number 1.
The 13 of Chris Mercer will use the high side to get a run off of turn number 2 as we've got a little bit more issues in the back of the pack between the 91J of Josh Atkins and the 37 of Asher, but it's still the battle out front as the 13 uses the outside momentum to clear the 4M and lead into turn number 1.
3 wide back in the pack as they come down the front straightaway. Anthony Asher going to dive on the inside. Let's make it 3 wide again as we come off turn number 1, off of turn number 2. Mercer way up the racetrack now, pulling away out front.
The 12 gauge of Jason Nelson, he will take over the 4th position as the 13J of Jeffrey Sears goes over the berm over there in turn number 3.
Again, Jeffrey Sears slipping over, bringing out the yellow flag. Again, unassisted as he slipped over the berm down there as we're
off of turn number 4. Single file restart this time. The 13 of Chris Mercer will lead the field back to the green flag as they're going to be, as the 13J of Jeffrey Sears goes around in turn number 4 on the restart. He'll keep it going. We will stay green flag racing.
Again, green flag staying on the racetrack. 13 of Mercer still got that car out front. It looks like he is the man to beat. Manly Lamar runs in second. The 05 of Derek Carney, he runs third halfway through this feature.
The 75X of Randy Smith Jr., the 12 gauge of Jason Nelson, they are side by side for the 4th position off of turn number 2 as they're going to continue that way down the backstretch.
Jason Nelson, he is not going away as he runs in that 4th spot. Here comes Randy Smith Jr., the 05 of Carney slips up. That's going to open the door. We got them side by side for that 4th and 5th spot.
Jason Nelson in the 12 gauge will use the high side momentum to get back around the 75X of Randy Smith Jr. into turn number 1 as that is your biggest battle on the racetrack into turn number 3.
12 gauge again. Jason Nelson flexing some muscle as he will pull ahead of Randy Smith down the front straightaway. Chris Mercer still going to lead him. Lamar runs second as we head into turn 1.
The 4M of Manly Lamar hasn't gone anywhere as he's still within a couple car lengths of the 13 of Chris Mercer as the 05 of Derek Carney continues to run in the 3rd position, followed by the 12 gauge of Jason Nelson and the 75X of Randy Smith Jr.
All these young drivers getting that valuable seat time and experience as Jason Nelson hanging on here tonight. Good job by him as we had another one kick up a little dust, but we stay green out on the racetrack as Lamar starting to close back in on Mercer.
Chris Mercer continues to work the high side of the racetrack. The 4M of Manly Lamar continues to work the low side of the racetrack as we've got 2 to go this time by. Chris Mercer will take about a 5 car length lead into turn number 1.
As we head into turn number 1, off of turn number 2, Mercer maybe a little too high, kicks up a little dirt but stays in the throttle. Jason Nelson slipping up. That's going to turn that 4th and 5th spot as we got one over the bank. Looks like a 13J again, looping it in turn 3 and 4. Go off turn number 3 and 4.
The 13 of Chris Mercer will get back to the throttle off of turn number 4. He'll get about a 2-car length advantage over the 4M of Manley Lamar into turn number 1.
As they go down the back straightaway, Lamar not going to go away as Derek Carney settles into that third spot. Here comes 12 gauge back on the inside as he is going to look on the inside of Carney. Carney and the 12 gauge of Nelson going to touch. Here comes Nelson back on the inside. The white flag is in the air. One more time around.
They're 3 wide for the third position. Give it to the 75X of Randy Smith Jr. He will get to the inside of the 05 of Derek Carney, but it's still the 13 of Chris Mercer out front.
Mercer going to set it on cruise control. Clear racetrack ahead of us. He is going to be coming to the checkered flag. Let's give him a big round of applause. Your feature winner, the 13 of Chris Mercer. Second place, car number 4M of Manley Lamar. Third place, car number 75X of Randy Smith Jr., then the 05 of Derek Carney, and the 12 gauge of Jason Nelson, rounding out your top 5.
Chris, you worked the high side of the racetrack all night. Did you know the 4M of Manley Lamar was there, and how were you able to hold him off?
I knew he was there. I could see his nose coming off the corners, and I like racing with Manley. He's a good guy to race with, always races me clean. Got the car a little tight tonight. That's why I was on the high side trying to keep her going. I got to thank my family for being here tonight. My sister made it. My nephew made it. I got to thank my dad and Randy for helping me get the car ready tonight. I got to thank Fast Lane Racing Engines, Joe's Data Center, Prime Racing, McLaughlin Fabrication, Fusion Graphics, and Harris Lawn Landscape.
Yeah, and this is your rookie season, but you visited Victory Lane several times throughout the Kansas City area. How have you been able to get so good so fast?
I think the success with this car so far this year is I had a pretty good apprenticeship with Randy and John Stoneham. I've been helping Randy and John for like 7 years, and if anybody's getting into racing, I suggest that you go and help somebody for a couple of years, because you know how to do the setups, you know how to make the changes, and that's what a lot of this class is.
Thank you, and congratulations, your E-Modified feature winner, Chris Mercer.
As Jacob makes his way back up here.
07 of Daniel Harris will get to the throttles. They're going to be 3 wide into turn number 1 as the 15 of Ed Knoll will poke his nose to the inside.
Ed Knoll trying to make that low line work, not seeming to work for him. As Bud Wilson now is going to look on the inside of Harris as Harris slipped up. Wilson will try to take over that spot, but Harris fighting back on the outside. He will drive it in even deeper on the high side. Momentum down the front straightaway. Who's it going to be as we come by the flag stand?
Over in turn number 4, the 222 of Dustin Christ has gone around along with the 94 of Jared Hilliard as the yellow flag will come out over in turn number 3. They roll into turn 3 as the 07 of Daniel Harris will lead the field of green. They're going to be 3 wide off of turn number 4 as the 15 of Ed Knoll will try to work his way to the inside into turn number 1.
Bud Wilson not fooled. Harris slipped up the racetrack, had to get on the brakes. That's going to move him back to the 5th, 6th spot. Back through traffic, gathers it back up. Wow, everybody got through it.
That mistake will move the 07 of, something is broke on the 07 of Daniel Harris as he is having issues over in turn number 3. He'll keep that car righted as the 94 of Jared Hilliard is around over in turn number 3.
Yellow, caution on the racetrack. This caution is for Jared Hilliard. We will see how
15 of Ed Knoll chose the low side. That puts the 7 of Doug Keller up top as we're going to go green flag racing yet again off of turn number 4. The 22W of Bud Wilson leads the field back to green.
Bud Wilson dives that car into number 1. He is hard to pass when he gets out front. Here comes little Dougie. Doug Keller and Ed Knoll side by side down the back straightaway. Great racing action throughout the entire pack.
The 7 of Doug Keller on the outside of the 15 of Ed Knoll. They're going to flirt with 3 wide off of turn number 4, but it's the 22W of Bud Wilson leading into turn number 1.
Looks
as
like
the 57 of Randy Ainsworth goes around on the front stretch as the 18K of Dana Knott, the 222 of Dustin Chris, the 47X of Connor Mason are all involved on the front stretch. And after early issues in this race, we're going to go to a single file restart with 2 laps in the books. The 22W of Bud Wilson will lead the field back to green off of turn number 4.
Great start by Bud Wilson as he has got 3 car lengths on Ed Knoll now as we head into turn number 1.
The 22W of Bud Wilson working the low side, followed by the 15 of Ed Knoll, also on the low side with the 7 of Doug Keller up top. That's your top three off of turn number 4.
A car I'm keeping my eye on started shotgun on the field. That's 17T of Shadron Turner. He is now trying to take over that 5th spot as he and Blake Pierce go side by side through turn number 1 and 2.
Off of 2, the 15 of Ed Knoll gave a peek to the inside of the 22W of Bud Wilson, but the high side momentum gave the 22W about a 3-car length advantage as he'll continue to lead into turn number 1.
As they come off turn number 2, Wilson's still going to lead them, but here comes Knoll in car number 15. As we go down the back straightaway, race fans, 7 of Doug Keller always in the mix, and how about the 91 of Eddie Swope Jr. making his presence felt.
The 22W of Bud Wilson will lead lap 5, followed by the 15 of Ed Knoll, the 7 of Doug Keller, and the 91 of Eddie Schwope.
As we go down the back straightaway, Wilson now with a big lead. Ed Knoll settles in the second. All he can do is watch that 22W in front of him. The race now shaping up. It's for that 3rd and 4th spot as Doug Keller has it and Eddie Swope Jr. wants it.
The 16 of Blake Pierce, he will look to the inside of the 17T of Shadron Turner, but Turner will hang on to that position in the turn number 1.
Here we go for that race for 3rd and 4th. Eddie Swope on the inside. Outside of him, that car number 7 of Keller is there side by side through 3. Coming off 4. Great race all over the racetrack.
A little bit of issues over there in turn number 2 for the 94 of Jared Hilliard. We'll have to see how the leaders work around the lap traffic. The 22W of Bud Wilson, he will go to the high side of the racetrack to work his way around the 94 of Hilliard.
No problem for the lap car. As Bud Wilson comes by, Hilliard holds his line. Wilson will hang on to that top spot. Here comes Knoll trying to close in, cuts into the lead about a car length, but that's all he can muster as they go down the back straightaway.
The 94 will slide up contact as he will go around with him and contact with him, and the 91 of Eddie Schwope as the 7 of Doug Keller was up top.
Lap traffic coming into play. Eddie Swope at the door. Will Ed Knoll or 7 of Keller? How about Turner as he is making his presence felt? Green as go.
Off of turn number 4, the 22W of Bud Wilson leads the field back to green with yet another good restart, getting a couple car lengths on the 15 of Ed Knoll.
Again, Shadron Turner sets that car high, brings it low. What a run he has got down the back straightaway. Unable to make it work on Keller as, again, Daniel Harris and Blake Pierce have a little rubbing as they come off turn number 2. Great racing action, B-modified style.
A little bit more issues in the back of the pack for the 47X of Connor Masoner. He got a little bit squirrely off of turn number 4 as the 07 of Daniel Harris and the 16 of Blake Pierce make more contact off of turn number 2.
Little bit of rubbing as they went through 1 and 2, but everybody gathers it back up, and Green stays out on the racetrack. Up front, everybody chasing that Tanner Motorsports car number 22W of Bud Wilson.
The 7 of Doug Keller keeps poking his nose to the inside of the 15 of Ed Knoll as the 17T of Shadron Turner, he moves to the high side to try to find a way around the guys in front of him.
Shadron Turner, he is experimenting with lines. He will try low, then he'll try high to see what kind of momentum he can get. As Doug Keller looks on the inside of Ed Knoll, that's going to open the door for Turner. Turner's got to run on Keller as we go into turn number 3.
The battling for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th position has allowed that 22W of Bud Wilson to get about a 5-car length lead off of turn number 4 as 12 laps are in the books.
Going to be dealing with lap traffic again as, again, Doug Keller looks on the inside of Ed Knoll. They are side by side down the back straightaway. Keller low, no high as Bud Wilson continues to lead.
The 7 of Doug Keller continues to look to the inside of the 15 of Ed Knoll. He's not able to get it done as the 17T of Shadron Turner continues to work the high side of the racetrack as it's still a 3-car battle for the 2nd position.
As Turner looks on the high side of Keller, we got a battle now for 3rd and 4th as Shadron Turner, he has got it topside. Can he make that move on Keller? He has the momentum as, again, lap traffic coming into play. Ed Knoll in the back of the lap car. Shadron Turner will pick up that 2nd spot. North Kansas City, be sure to see Seaberg Muffler for all your muffler needs.
The 22W of Bud Wilson will lead the field back to the green flag as yet again he'll get a good restart over the 15 of Ed Knoll. The 17T of Shadron Turner looks to the inside of the 7 of Doug Keller.
Looks like Turner thought better of it. He will back that car out and get another run as Eddie Swope Jr. bringing that car to the front. The 91 is another man on the move from the back to the front, but everybody's chasing that 22W of Bud Wilson.
The 17T of Shatter and Turner, he'll get back to the inside of the 91 of Eddie Schwolp. Heading into turn number 1 as they're going to continue to battle for the 4th position.
Again, down the back straightaway, good run as the checker's going to be in the air. Race fans, here he comes as the battle now is for second. Let's give him a big round of applause. Your feature winner, car number 22W of the Bud Man, Bud Wilson.
But there were a lot of cautions in this race, and you had to restart the field several times. But each and every time, you were able to get a little bit of a couple car lengths on second, third, fourth there. And how are you able to get those restarts to hold off the rest of the field?
Well, I like the racetrack like this, and it's good and smooth, and it's slicked up a little bit, but it's fun to drive on.
Yeah, and it looked like everybody was using the low side of the racetrack here tonight. How are you able to use that and just be able to be faster than everybody else tonight?
Well, the moisture left right around the bottom. You hit it and didn't lose it. It's going to be pretty hard to pass.
Anybody you'd like to thank here tonight?
Yancey Shepard. Somebody come get this thing and drive it, and I'm pretty blessed.
Yeah, thank you and congratulations. Your USRA B Modified feature winner, the 22W of Bud Wilson. It's the 54 of Buzzcaster. We're going to roll through turns number 3. Is off of turn number 4, the 98 of Austin Johnson, and the 69N of Corey Ray will lead the field to the green flag.
As they go into turn number 1, great racing action as Corey Ray has got that car out front. The sensation Austin Johnson will settle into second. Here comes Derek Hicks as he will settle into that third spot. The white number 78 on the move, but here comes Elliott back on the inside of the 78 of Hicks.
Move Elliott into the 3rd position. He's going to challenge for second. They're going to be 3 wide for second off of turn number 4. It's the 98 of Austin Johnson who has the advantage into turn number 1.
Nice crossover by Derek Hicks as he will settle back into that 3rd spot. Now he's wanting more as he's looking on the inside of Johnson. He is trying to take over that 2nd spot. Derek Hicks on a mission tonight. That car number 78, him and Johnson side by side for 2nd.
The 78 of Hicks, credit him with 2nd at the line as it's still the 69N of Corey Ray out front with a 29 of Dennis Elliott and 4 still looking to the inside of both the 98 and the 78.
Just what Corey Ray wants to see is those guys battling side by side behind him. Great racing action as he is out front, but Derek Hicks not going to go away in that car number 78.
Watch out for the 11 of Darren Shaw. He's working the high side of the racetrack, going where no one else is. He's finding some grip. He's going to look to the outside of the 29 of Dennis Elliott down the backstretch.
Dennis Elliott, not knowing he's up there, closed the door. Now he dives that car low. That's going to open the door again for Shaw as he will look at the high side down the front straightaway. But up front, everybody chasing that 69 of Corey Ray.
The 78 of Derek Hicks continues to run second. The 98 of Austin Johnson in third. This time off of turn number 2, move the 11 of Darren Shaw into second as he continues to run the high side of the racetrack.
We have Ethel woke up, and just as we speak of him, Darren Shaw over the bank, gathers it back up. Green will stay on the racetrack.
There's some speed right up there at the edge of the racetrack, but if you just go a little bit too hard, you're over the berm. That'll move the 11 of Darren Shaw back into the 7th position.
Darren Shaw will now make that charge back to the front as he and the 17X will go side by side, door to door. But up front, again, everybody's chasing that 69 in of Corey Ray, the reflection of perfection out front, pulling away.
The 29 of Dennis Udd, he looked to the inside of the 98 of Austin Johnson in turn number 1, wasn't able to get it done. The 98 of Austin Johnson continues to run in the 3rd position.
Dueling forwards back there in the pack as we got car number 71 and the 11 of Darren Shaw. Jim Hopkins and Shaw going at it. Shaw will take over that position as he starts his march back to the front.
The 69 in of Corey Ray is checked out from the rest of the field. He's got about a 12-car length advantage over the 78 of Derek Hicks, the 98 of Austin Johnson, and the 29 of Dennis Elliott.
Derek Hicks making his presence felt with that big blue oval on the front of it as he has got that car in the second, but he's got company. Austin Johnson not going away as he has got that car in that 3rd spot. Great run for him tonight, and McCarthy Auto Group number 98.
5th continues to be the 11 of Darren Shaw. He continues to work the high side of the racetrack. He seems to have some speed up there, but does he have enough time to catch the guys in front of him?
Again, car number 17X, great racing action between him and the 71 of Hopkins. Hopkins now going to look on the inside. Going to the front is Nick Haynes in that car number 17 as cross flags halfway through this feature.
The 69 in of Corey Ray, he continues to lead the field by about 12 car lengths over the 78 of Derek Hicks, the 98 of Austin Johnson, the 29 of Dennis Elliott, and it's the 11 of Darren Shaw back on the back bumper of the 29 of Dennis Elliott into turn number 3.
As they continue to race, still up front, giving it a good run here tonight is Corey Ray, as he's got about a turn advantage now on the 78 of Hicks. Hicks doing everything he can do, just can't seem to find enough to run down Corey Ray in that 69 in.
Battles going on deep in the field between the $17 of Shane Lawson and the 16 of Bobby Penny with the 2H of John Hansen. They made some contact down the front stretch, but everyone stayed straight as there's still the 69 in of Corey Ray, your leader, off of turn number 2.
Having to deal with lap traffic. It's Anthony Logsdon in that 96J. No problem as he is going to look on the inside. Corey Ray with a good run as he will get by the lap car of Logsdon and pull away.
The 11 of Darren Shaw, he'll take over the 4th position. That'll move the 29 of Dennis Elliott back to 5th as the 11 of Darren Shaw continues to work the high side. He's now on the back bumper of 3rd place, Austin Johnson.
You wonder what would have been if Shaw hadn't jumped the berm when he passed those cars earlier as he is making his way back. Now he falls to the low side of the racetrack, able to put that number 11 Shaw chassis anywhere he wants it on the racetrack.
It's a 3-car battle for the 2nd position. The 78 of Derek Hicks in 2nd, the 98 of Austin Johnson right on his bumper in 3rd with the 11 of Darren Shaw right on his in 4th.
Darren Shaw, I don't think he's going to settle for that 4th spot long as we're 3 wide down the front straightaway. Great racing action. Derek Hicks, the hounds are at the door for 2nd.
The 11 of Darren Shaw, he'll switch to the low line to get under the 98 of Austin Johnson, but he won't get the run as the 98 of Austin Johnson continues to run 3rd into turn number 3.
Johnson going to use that high line. Looks like he may have the momentum as it seems the 78 car starting to fade. Don't know whether the tires have went away as Hicks will hang on to that 2nd spot, but here comes Johnson. High side momentum going to work as we come down the back straightaway.
The battle for 2nd has allowed the 69 in of Corey Ray to get a straightaway lead on 2nd, but it's still the 98 of Austin Johnson up top and the 78 of Derek Hicks down low as we've got a yellow. We've got a car over the berm in turn number 2.
It looks like he is going to hit the high line next to the cornfield and bring that race car back. We will see what shapes up now as we are getting ready for one more great restart. We're going to finish it up with 17 laps in the book, looking at a green, a white, and a checkers 20-lap feature.
Off of turn number 4, the 69 in of Corey Ray. He will lead the field back to the green flag as the 98 of Austin Johnson, he slips up a little bit on the restart as the 78 of Derek Hicks gets to the inside of Corey Ray off of turn number 2.
Hicks on the inside, Ray on the outside. Good racing action. That inside move almost worked for Hicks as now he's going to try high and dive that car low. Here comes Darren Shaw. We have got a race to the finish, race fans.
Give the 11 of Darren Shaw the 3rd position. The 29 of Elliott now runs 4th. The 11 of Darren Shaw, he looks to the outside of the 78 of Hicks off of turn number 2. The 78 of Hicks will slam the door into turn number 3.
Derek Hicks, he knows he's out there, but there's nothing he can do. And here comes Elliott on the inside. We are 3 wide as the white flag comes out. Looks like Elliott will take over 2nd that time as Shaw will settle into that 3rd spot. Darren Shaw, he's got 1 lap to do it. Can he get it done all the way back to that 2nd position? Rubs the wall. That's not going to slow him down as we go through turn number 3. Here we come, race fans. A little bit high for Shaw as he's going to do the crossover. 69 of Corey Ray by a mere bumper at the line. Wow, race fans. The 11 of Darren Shaw, 29 of Dennis Elliott, 78 of Derek Hicks, and then comes the 90.
We will have the 69 of Corey Ray make his way over here for his post-race interview. Corey, you had this field in check for 17 laps. You had a straightaway on him, and then that yellow flag comes out, and you've got to hold off a hard-charging 11 of Darren Shaw.
Yeah, I knew there was going to be somebody back there. I went off into the first turn after that caution, and the brake pedal went to the floor. I was just trying to hold on. Glad we didn't have to race one more lap.
Yeah, you were working kind of the middle of the racetrack the whole race, and the 11 of Darren Shaw, the high side there in turn number 4. Did you see him there on the inside coming to the flag stand, or what was your thought process coming there off the last corner?
I thought I heard somebody, but I knew there was somebody there because, like I said, I was getting through there pretty slow after those last 3 laps. So I'm just, like I said, I'm glad we didn't have to race one more. So
anybody you'd like to thank for your win here tonight?
I'd like to thank my dad, my crew guy Marty, Bradley, TC Knoll, everybody that's on the car. I'd be here for hours telling you everybody that helps me out. I couldn't do it without any of them.
Thank you, and congratulations, your USRA Modified Feature winner, the 69N of Corey Ray. And race fans, thank you for coming out to I-35 Speedway. What a night of racing action. We'll see you again next week.